So both teams, it's really interesting, right? Because both teams have the ability and kind of want to fight these choke points. That being said, I really think that Furious5 is going to be more advantage in there because they have the ability to CC significantly more. It's going to be up onto Kyrodar on this Bard to be looking for that, and apparently
What?
he's leashing his top player with some health.
What a beautiful
Honestly,
play.
you love to see it, but Mocha getting a little bit antsy here. That is going to be a Volibear getting a little bit of free damage on there. Nothing super major yet, but the PTA proc will chunk a couple hundred health off of him, so will be enough to probably warrant a reset, I would say.
Yeah, I mean, he's just basically fine for his clear. I'm assuming, yes, the strategy you have time to put 3 bar W's, and so he put one top, one mid, and he's gonna put one bot probably. And as Mocha decides, he doesn't base and also does not get a leash.
Well, Jin Zhao is one of those few junglers that really doesn't need a level 1 leash. He has some innate healing. It definitely doesn't hurt. That doesn't benefit him as much to not get a leash. But this is unusual. I think his plan is to go red to blue, and because you have a Bard bot lane, that's where your focus is going to be, because Bard just completely stomps Alistar level 1. Like, Alistar literally can't do anything level 1 against Bard, even if Bard starts the healing. And I think that's the direction that we're going to go. We're going to have to see how the Scuttle battle... Wait, could this be a level 2 game?
Yeah, as I actually was just gonna touch on that point. Trajan, I was kind of thinking about how these like level 1, level 2 is supposed to go, and I want to get a little bit more feedback as Xin Zhao is trying to cement a level 2 gank onto the Wukong. This wave is kind of big. I don't know how he's gonna do it properly. Jace puts the hammer down and goes for the Xin Zhao, but it's not gonna work out too well for him. The flash comes through with the flash. The Mocha slap gets the first blood.
Yeah, and looking like we have full action on the bot lane here. They did ding level 2 first.
The Guardians proc from both sides. Nothing is necessarily blown here, as the trade did happen in the mid lane. However, the jungle
Mocha has flash.
Mocha does have flash, but Xin Zhao is spotted by the Jace, and so a secure TP advantage. No flashes on either top laner, but nothing more is going to happen.
French is looking for something here in the mid lane. That was honestly really well done on the side of TSM for being able to take advantage of that.
Oh, sorry, after a little bit of gank coming through from the Volibear onto the Echo. Burns the flash response. Trade of flash coming through, but already the action is heating up in this early game.
Yeah, both teams really thirsty to try to get this early leads generated for each other, and being able to get that advantage out of Jizune here, no summoners on either, having to blow that TP early on, and XL Macro is able to get a free reset off, get that call, and is going to be able to catch this huge wave that's going to be slow pushing into them in the top lane here. So overall, a really big win for TSM, especially because Fantastic wasn't able to punish anything out of the side of Mocha spending so much time up there on the top lane. Honestly, it's a huge win, especially because Mocha gets playing with the flash available. Piotr
Carter should be fine. That took a bad trade, but has the bar W to kind of save himself back up.
And we're already back there. How do you like that? Bard is a great champion.
And Trajan hit on the point correct.
As Bard going for
Focus here again.
Flash stuns from the minion behind Sivir's back. The spell shield is too late. Gets the trade. Does the heal a little late there on the Sivir with the heal, but Xin Zhao makes it a 1-for-1.
And Trajan hit the point on correctly. Fantastic is struggling to punish the Xin Zhao for not doing anything in the jungle. He did manage to secure the Raptors, but I'm not sure. Oh dear.
As Milka's going through the little trade here on the Volibear, the 1-2-3, the knockup's going to come soon, but Orianna is here. Zinza has to flash over the wall. That's an oopsie.
Alright, I think we just literally cast a curse that, because that's a pretty big punish from the Volibear onto the Xin Zhao. Yeah.
I don't know why Mocha was sitting there. Like, you see your mid laners on reset, and you know that Tommy Walsh is right there able to respond. So it seems like a bit of an over-aggression to me. That being said, one thing I would like to keep in mind here is Hunters does have both of their summoner spells available, while the entire bot stage for F5 has burnt all of theirs. So that's going to be something that this will have to take advantage of. That being said, it does have the Arcane Shift and is innately a very safe ADC, so probably not necessarily the biggest deal. But as we get into these level 6 dingings, it's going to be pretty big for a lot of trades. However, we're looking at a potential 3-man here up top, and Jizune has no mana and no summoners available yet either.
No mana, no sums, no chance of living here for Jizune. Gets hit with the wombo combo from the Zinzao. Tries to just stall for a little bit of time, but gives it to XL Macro. Another kill onto the monkey.
And I said before this cast, this is going to come down to whether the split lane, the split pushers can minimize and maximize the ability to put pressure on the map. The Jace can definitely put pressure on the Wukong. He's like 2 waves ahead. But you can't really, you're not supposed to die for it. That resets to your entire advantage. Xin Zhao is also half CS compared to the Volibear. It's not the best CSing team, but we got some dragon shenanigans going.
As the dragon is being spawned, Orna just walking into Echo W. He's gonna get one shot here before the play even starts. The Ignite's ticking down. The dragon is secured by the Volibear, but looking for the engage. It's a 4 versus 3. It's a 4 versus 3 here. I'm not sure where's the blue side as the engage is still coming through. Ezra's gonna be low on HP. The Alistar getting caught out. That's a kill on the Alistar. Volibear is trying to run away for his little life. They get slowed by the barbecue. Zinzao needs one more auto attack. There we go. Gets it in the end. It's a 3 for 1 on the play, but crucially, blue side gets the dragon.
Yeah,
What?
That was,
Alright.
that
Go
was-
get Crowder, yeah.
Yeah, I mean that was so. In terms of execution, like it was more or less F5 just allowing the team for TSM to kind of push into this river, and they weren't able to get any form of foothold on them. And that's mostly in part because they didn't have their summoners available, so they knew that they were already on a backfoot there. So it didn't even matter that they got the dragon and they still had slight numbers at the beginning there, because Tommy Welsh got completely popped at the beginning there, so the Ignite from Redwood came out super big push, but that's what
As the monkey is going in for a little bit of a trade here, Jace with the hammer knocked back. XL has the flash coming up relatively soon. Could look for more of a trade, but it's not going to go for it. He's going to take the free reset and push out this wave.
And I think we're just at this point. Every time we say, you know, X has an advantage, it just caster curses them, guys. Xin Zhao had a CS lead, and I mean, they had a CS deficit. My mistake. Xin Zhao had a big CS deficit and just got 3 kills. At that point, like, what's the Volibear gonna do? You gotta try to farm, I guess, but no one can match Xin Zhao. And we got Crowder being the best support NA, just roaming I love this guy, by the way. This guy, he's roaming left, right, center. He's roaming in my kitchen sometimes, but oh jeez.
As the Volibear, not level 6, and so he's definitely had a little bit of struggle here. As the bomb is completed, definitely does have some damage. As the Rip Hill has now spawned, they are doing a little bit of a cheeky lane swap coming through. I love this macro here coming through from TSM.
Yeah, but if we look, all 5 members are up here for him, so it's going to be a bloody fight if they try to go for the Rip Tail at all. And honestly, if I'm on the side of TSM right now, I think I give this up. We don't need to really contest this. Yes, we're strong, but we're down a member. Our Wukong is in the bottom lane, has to be able to respond, but doesn't have Cyclone available, so that's a crucial ultimate for these fights.
And the stun goes in from the bar. Sorry, Trace, I'm gonna have to start talking now. The Zinzao gets absolutely one-shot coming through. The Wukong is on an awful TP position. Ezra is looking at the damage from behind, but he's not going to be touching the fight. It's a 1-for-1 overall. The monkey takes out the cow as the Volibear is looking to try and take a trade back. Gets the Bard in the end, but it's a 2-for-2. As on the bottom side of the map, Reaganwood just one-shots the Sivir. It's a 3-for-2 overall. And Red Side's going to get this Rip Arrow.
Yeah, I mean, that was just a really... I wouldn't say poorly executed, but it went the way that the TSM wanted it to. They were able to buy the time that they needed to, and even without the Cyclone available, XL Macro, absolutely massive on the swoop on which Iron Spike was available to him. That being said, Tommy Walsh wasn't able to utilize the Shockwave in the way that they wanted to, and it's because TSM forced them to split and were able to look for these extra flanks on here. So props to them for playing this fight incredibly well.
So, from an outsider's perspective, I think that if you're on blue side, you give that up. You had great position 5v4 right there, but the second that teleport start channel, you can get out. You wasted their teleport, you have teleport advantage. That's where you draw the line, that's where you stop. Because before that fight started, you're down 5 kills. There's a 3-0-2 Xin Zhao staring you in the face. Do you really want to take a fight like that? Seems to be a bit of a miscommunication there, because that fight was segmented into 2 separate fights, one up top, one in the bottom, and it was just a messy fight all around. But we got some action going on.
As Alcon going on the Kairoda, the Sivir is going to be countered by the Zinzao. The Guardian gets blocked. Volibear's on the flank here on the side. Has not popped the Stormbringer yet. decides to pop at the last second, but still goes down. That's a waste of a cooldown coming through. Zinzo trying to make a play. The Alistar, the Hilla-San combo gets the Zinzo under the tower, but the Bard heal saves him. Oh my goodness, it's a 1-for-0 overall, but crucially, Alistar saves the play.
Yeah, both teams really putting up the fight here. Now, Jizune getting a ton of extra plates down here in the bot lane. This is going to really help this Jace get back into this game, especially being ganked twice and dying twice in the
So for the combo, Harris on 1 HP, half trying to do something, trying to get out of the situation. Putters just takes him out with an arcane shot to the face. Oh, and a double kill coming through. Oh, as Carolina is Excel's looking at the trade here on the Tommy Welshi, but has to flash out under the tower.
Oh my god!
With the staff. It's a 3-for-0 all across the map for TSM.
Listen, I literally just said, like, you cannot take these fights. You are behind. You have to play a bit more safe, and we got 2v2s being taken. We got skirmishes in the jungle, on the top lane. You have to chill for a second, reassess where you're at, and say, okay, let's chill. We're gonna do a 4-1. The Jace is super ahead. He has like 5 plates on his body, and you really gotta play for that late. I said that Rift Herald and Dragon will be catalysts. Obviously, I mean, it sounds dumb, but like these teams really are putting a lot of focus into every single objective. Okay, Regan Wood, you'll go get him, coach.
Regan Wood hits him with the phase dive, but decides to wisely back away. Doesn't have any members on vision. But now, while we have a very, very brief moment of respite before the next fight comes up, we're starting to see the first items coming through. So, Tracian, take me through this kind of Zinzo itemization. What do you like? What do you don't like about this?
Well, I can't say anyone here is super familiar.
As an Alistar flash combo comes through, the flash from the Bard. It's just a flash trade.
He's trying. I admire the gumption out of F5 for trying to look for these plays here right now. But that being said, Xin Zhao is looking like he is going to be going to the Divine Sunder build. No, Secret X builds into Trinity Force.
Trinity Force.
Yeah, he's going.
No.
To okay. So,
as the Bard stun comes through on the Bard needs to get away, but it can't quite.
No,
you don't want to be there.
That was trapped in a little bit of an awkward position here. Has tried to run away, uses the ult to try and buy some space, but just gets taken now. Jizune with another kill as Putters has to arcane shift out of the shockwave. That's a big cooldown wasted. As Baller with the Stormbreaker jumps down, does not disable the tower though.
Guys, there's a tower.
As he will walk out scot-free. Alistar doesn't even flinch.
All right, well,
we're just getting constant action across the map, and honestly, this is what F5 needs to be doing to get themselves back in the game. And yes, it's 7 kills to 5. It's a 7 kill difference right now, or 8 kills. Sorry, 5 to 13 right now. 2,500 gold difference. But at the end of the day, the composition of F5 is so much easier to execute, and they don't necessarily need, then I said this in Champ Select, even if they're slightly behind, if they force these 5v5 team engagements on their terms, they're going to more likely than not win them, and that's because they have the Wombo potential available with the Ori Shockwave, with the Volibear ulti, and then they have the speed up from Sivir. And something key to mention is that Hyperion decided to go Dark Harvest as the Sivir, so even though that he's picked up a couple of kills, has died twice, and is a little bit behind in CS, that Dark Harvest is going to be paying huge dividends for them as this game goes on, because that Boomerang is going to be doing halves of people's health bar.
So I see that there was a tier built on the Sivir, and he completely maxed it out at the Manamune. I don't necessarily like that decision. I think it's okay to leave it at the tier and wait, for maybe second, third item. You might want to get a, I don't know, maybe like a Gale Force first. But it's not the worst decision. It's definitely going to delay her power spike by a huge margin, like really huge. And it's really telling when 15 minutes in the game, the Jace finally completed his Eclipse against the 5-0 Wukong. It's a good power spike, but against a 5-0 Wukong, it might as well be a Doran's Blade, right?
Oh,
definitely. As Excel can get a bit of a trade, those Sivir keys are going to be happyable and starting to already have the Wukong right now. The trade coming through, she needs one more Boomerang to kind of secure the kill. Excel with the Gorger gets a little bit of heat, of a heal up there. Sivir does have to blow the flash and the ulti.
No!
More though, he's posturing. He's not going to go for it. Very, very tempered aggression coming through from the TSM top laner. The towers were traded. So both top towers have now gone down, but it's simply a trade as the gold lead is still solidly in the favor of PSM.
Yeah, I mean, kills really haven't changed for us, but we're still looking at that gold lead is still growing. It's 2,500 gold, but still creeping that itself up there. French trying to look for something in the top side jungle of Local, really not seeing a whole lot. Something that I really appreciate with what both teams are trying to do is they're still looking for these fights. They're still trying to get these engagements on each other because they know that realistically, if this game goes super late, it has to be bet on these team fights. One team fight's going to decide it all. So they'll need to establish a foothold and try to get a lead going for themselves as easily as they can. And with it looking like it's going to be an ocean soul for this game, whatever team secures that, it's going to be incredibly strong.
As Legwood is going to no away. A thief in the night and jumps right back. They now have to stay here and defend the Rip Tail, which means the play on the bot side is now going to be an uneven 3v2 kind of fight against the Alistar and the Sivir. But they're going to look for a trade here. Wukong is on 1 HP, has to back away. Excel is trying to buy space. Mocha's and the Smoke is in the mix of things, but Sivir is still alive on 1 HP. Bar takes Sivir down at the end of the day, and it's a 1-0 overall, but crucially, these health bars are really low.
Yeah, and sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, say Mocha's triumph. They're just barely saving him again. This is the second time this man has been put under a turret by the Cloud Turtle on this Alistar and lived to tell the tale. I am fuming right now if I'm Cloud Turtle.
This actually works out pretty well for Blue because the Dragon's up. There has to be a lot of resets after that fight, so looks like position's gonna be gained for. Okay. You know what? I'm kind of
the flank TP here. Bar with the 2-man fade. This is the time they have to go. The flash T storm trying to go in, and the combo is going down. Volleyball gets touched down the bar instantly. It's a 1-for-2 on the play in favor of Fast 5. Excel has the space to do the damage. He's gonna do the damage very well. It's a 3-for-2 overall. And Goose and Red Side can now take this dragon as Wriggle's getting dived on by the Jace here. The Dizune is trying to take out Regawood, will do so. That's a big shutdown on the play. As there is no smite. Oriana can steal it. Oh! There it is! Sivir gets the dragon with the Q over the wall. As Ezreal does take off the Jace, but if you're on the side of Blue, that's a hard word.
Pour one out for the homies, guys. Every time something is stolen in this game, just pour one out.
Oh my god. Reagan Wood took that Herald away from the side of F5, and F5 said, I will respond accordingly to you. So I was going to look at the solo macro
against the Wukong. Not a lot of damage being done by the Alistar, but a lot of posturing being given.
It's the thought that counts. I mean, he showed that Wukong who was the king of the Raptors. I'm just saying.
I don't think either of them got the Raptor though, did they?
It's the thought that counts.
Wukong did get most of the Raptors. I believe he did miss out on the big Raptor though, which is a bit tilted.
You know, as a jungler, that's the only one that matters. Little ones, little groups, we don't care about that. The big one, that's the cash money right there. That's all we want on the rift.
All right, wait, guys. I don't know about that advice because the little ones have so much XP in them.
No. If you're a laner out there, just ignore it. Just ignore it. Don't worry about it. Oh, Kyoner!
Taken down by the Jace, gets caught in rotation as Mocha's looking to find the same fate. The volley bear is around though. This is a 2v2 here, and Jace gets a double kill on the play. The TP is being committed by the Oriana. Wukong with the flash ultimate trying to get a trade kill on the Jace will do so very nicely, but the shotgun comes down through. It's a 3-for-1 overall on the map as Alistar does engage onto the Ezreal and
Regan Wood
the mid tower in response.
Regan Wood.
He's
Regan Wood is trying to posture against Sivir here. Sivir has nowhere to run, has nowhere to go. Pops the ulti to try and get herself out to safety. Alistar with a perfect headbutt to deny Echo's phase dive. Pops the unbreakable but we'll turn back for the fight now. Ezreal is on 1 HP. The Tempered Fate is flashed away from the Volibear. Ezreal on 1 HP. He has to try and get out somehow. Cannot do so. Volibear gets a shutdown on the kill.
And looking like they're still going to try to look for something here. Reckonwood does have the ultimate available to him, but probably going to be content just phase diving over this wall here and trying to get away here. And that was a lot of shutdown gold going over to the side of the
it's still going. It's still going, I think.
As Kyroder is looking to kind of foster against Tommy Welshi here. Tommy Welshi will get out safely.
So, it would be a very, very offensive thing to say and a very incorrect thing to say. To declare that Blue Side is getting back into the game because of pure chaos and not organized play. whatever they're doing, it's working. I think it's not. I don't want to go as far to call it organized chaos, but it's chaotic enough. It's chaotic enough for them to take 3v2 fights, 4v3 fights. Except for the Wukong, you just kind of ignore him because he's like 7-1. But everyone else, you got targets, you got plays, and they are doing. They even secured, I think, a dragon from the steal. Like they're in it, and they're not actually that far behind. They're actually ahead. Excuse me, what?
Yeah, I mean, with all those shutdowns that game over, it gave them a huge way back into this game. And honestly, a lot of these plays are coming down to Cloud Turtle right now. This person is literally putting this team on their back and saying, I am not going to let my carries die. This Alistar has been absolutely insane in these skirmishes so far.
Yeah, a lot of flipping, you could argue, coming through from the side of TSM to try and get a little claw more of an advantage back through.
Well, I've never heard of that one before.
we see the items starting to come through. The Triforce is finished from Zinzel, the Portable finished from Echo, and the Ezreal's now on 2 items. It's about to finish his Mana Moon, and the Shirellia is coming through from the Bard on the side of Furious5. We talked about the Eclipse earlier. The Mana Moon is also being on its way, coming through from the Jace. At the Dead Man's Chem Tank build from the Volibear, it's going to be really fast and still do a nice bit of damage. As finally the Luden's Echo coming through from the Orianna.
So I gotta get this off my chest. I'm sorry, guys. I mentioned before that the Sivir went complete. Is that a build?
Yeah, this is meta. This is if you go Dark Harvest Sivir, you go Dustblade. It does so much damage. This
I thought she was gonna go like Collector or something. Well, she's probably going to, but dang, all right, Sivir.
No. The Sivir runs at you, throws a boomerang, and then goes invisible, and then you die to the boomerang again.
All right, you know what?
This build is real. I love this build. Like, I don't play ADC that much, but if I do and I end up on Sivir, I love this build strictly because of the amount of damage she does.
I'm about to eat my own words, because I don't have any familiar information about this build. I'm sure it's good, and I'm still kind of iffy about finishing the Mana Moon first. I'm not gonna lie.
Oh, that's awful. You should have done Dustblade, but.
Alright, but let's look at some positionings happening, so let's see what's gonna happen in this fight.
They're not posturing. Blueside has now started the dragon. They gotta burn this really quickly though. The temperature got a little early. Excel Milton with the engage trying to go in. The shot is down. Excel is still doing free damage. Hunter is untouched in the backline. He's trying to rack off the damage. The arcane toss and the arcane shots. It's a 2-for-2 overall. The Volibear does go down. The Sivir is down next. The build did not save her as Ezreal is going through with the arcane dot and the missile barrages as Jace is the last surviving member of F5.
That was. Oh my god, Corona! No!
Over the wall, free firing as Ezreal finally shuts him down.
Well, that's an easy ocean break, right? Like, no steals here, right, guys?
Yeah, I mean, so again, a lot of this came up too is that the vision control for the side of F5 wasn't available for them. They had relatively okay vision in pit and throughout that river, but they didn't know what the rest of TSM was looking for on that play. They didn't really predict that 3 of them were going to come over with this blast cone, and they didn't play around the Tempered Fate well enough, and it allowed them to, for TSM to get a really good play onto this. They get a 4-person cyclone on it and knock the entire team up.
I think this is a classic case of just not doing your homework, right?
Yeah,
you don't see anyone on the map, right? You assume they're there. You have no warning in that area, but you assume they're there, and you say, "All right, let's just start it. What's the worst that could happen?"
Yeah, and like for your composition, you don't need to start these objectives. You have the stronger ultimates. You can just look to try to force something in terms of a fight or a pick, because right now they haven't been able to utilize this choreography at all.
They're gonna get caught out a little bit here. Takes the portal over the wall. Dodge the Sivir Q. Mocha does commit the teleport. That's a bit cooldown given over.
It's another thing, macro.
Sorry, that was macro. I do apologize. That was macro committing a teleport. As this is a Baron angle coming through from Furious5. Jace does show on this bot wave.
Yeah, and with Jace down there, that's going to be a free split push for them, especially because they're, oh my god, they're looking
for a little fight here. And Mocha's just jumping in on Tommy Welshi. The shotgun gets expelled, but Corona was trying to hit the stun. The flash comes through, the flash in response. The Tempered Fate hits 2 people as Jace is still on the bot side trying to deal the damage to the tower, but he needs his team to help him fight the fight. And it's a 1-0 overall right now, but they're just diving in between 2 towers. Jace gets the tower on the bot side, but and costs Sivir's life. as blue side is running the Baron right now.
All right, this entire fight literally should have never happened. The fact that they
as Alistar is trying to stall the base so Jace can get the inhibitor as a trade for the Baron, as Jace gets the inhibitor tower and base looking to take the inhibitor soon. But the blue side is on the Baron. As Red is on the Baron, but Volibear is trying to stop his base. Volibear stops Wukong's base again. Jace is still trying to hit the inhibitor down, but Red side is trying to take this Baron down while they still can. As Jace gets out like a bandit, Red side's gonna get this Baron, and I think that if you're on both sides, it's probably worth trade.
Yeah, I mean, well, if you're on the side of F5, you're feeling a little bit worse about for the wear on that, because that fight definitely did not go the way that you wanted to. In fact, that fight should have never really happened in the first place. Again, they're getting caught in these choke points really, really badly, and they're letting the side of TSM push into these angles that they really shouldn't be allowed to. Like, they're giving too much respect in these engagements. And yes, the Ezreal 7-1. Yes, this Wukong is 10-1. But you know your Jace is split pushing freely. You don't need to be stepping up this far. You just need to make sure that they haven't started this Baron in to deny any form of TPs or backs. And they committed the TP for macro. They don't have a way to get back to base really quickly unless they take down Baron. And realistically, with this composition, they don't have that fast of a Baron take either.
So
most definitely.
I think right now. Sorry, go ahead.
No, I do want to check real quickly on the Bard chimes this game. I do want to check how many times the Bard has available to him.
Are those meeps? Meeps, right?
Meeps, sorry. 52 meeps available to Bard right now. A lot of passive stacks. But yeah, going back to the point that Spareborn was about to make, as Rego was going to get caught out on the top side here, Kyroder getting jumped on by the Alistar combo here. Rego has to ult back down. The shot absolutely whiffs here as Ravenwood does get out scot-free on the play, as Mocha is now posturing to try and fight, but Mocha is going to cut off by the Jason. Temper Fate comes through, and Mocha and Macro, sorry, just slipping on the bot side, gets a tower for free.
Yeah, so I was gonna say that, you know, TSM just took back. You should be either doing a 1-4 or just running it down 5 together, while XL Macro. Oh, see, that's what I'm talking about. You got it. Min-max the pressure. You see 2 people, you gotta get out of there, right? And Xin Zhao is in base. That's exactly what I didn't want to see with a Baron buff, but you know, beggars can't be choosers, right?
Yeah. As we can see that blue side, talk to me, Trajan, about the wave crit coming through from blue side, because a Sifra Orianna sounds like it's gonna be really hard to actually siege against with this Baron.
Yeah, I mean, even when you look at all 3 of the main carries from the side of F5, they have so much good wave clear over for them, and Scuttle too. Nice little gift from Putters, it looks like. But you have the Jace, you have Tommy, on this Orianna, and you've got Hyperion able to just throw these boomerangs endlessly. It's incredibly hard to siege against this composition, and they can do it really safely too.
Guys, look at this homework. They know where everyone is.
Jace does commit the teleport into the play.
Hyperion so much damage! Oh my god!
Over the wall, it's a 5 for 4, and blue side's high-tailing out of there.
What just happened? What?
Ezreal damage is balanced, baby.
That was a 2-shot.
That was an arcade shot plus an Ezreal W.
Alright, so obviously the rest of the team realizes that they can't do anything. They're gonna try to retreat, which they'll get away safely. The problem...
It is still a 5 for this roll. It is caught from the Bard. He's going for a bit of a flank here. Excel, the Wombo combo is coming through, but nobody's actually dying on the side of red. This is a fight for blue. Mocha on the way speed on the back of the fight. Bard does die, and Zinzao does die as well, but it's traded for the Volibear as Alistar is now trying to run for his life. Wriggle with a face dive, trying to jump over the wall, flashed onto the Alistar. Alistar gets the pulverize off, but it's not going to matter. Excel with the kill, Wriggle with the kill, as Tommy Welshi is now pushing on the top side of the map.
What a god, actually being able to get away from that fight.
I mean, that's all he's been able to do this game. This man can't land a shockwave right now. He's never been given the opportunity, and even when we're looking for it, trying to get something on the Reaganwood, it's just going off a little bit short here, and Kazune just getting a lot of damage on the putters here, but it doesn't matter because you have nothing to follow up with him on it. And again, we're seeing those damage spikes start to come in here. Ezreal, 3-item power spike, Muramon is finished, Dustblade, Essence Weaver. These Mystic shots are going to do a lot of damage. You don't innately have a lot of tankiness coming up from the side of F5 at all, besides this Volibear and Alistar now. And while they do have those extra stats, because the side of TSM is so far ahead, they're going to get bursted out and absolutely shredded.
So I'm a forward thinker, right? I obviously the past matters, but right now I want to see who has the better chance of winning, and I don't see a world in which Furious is able to actually squeak out a win. Right now, TSM can hold all the cards. When that dragon comes up, they can say, all right, well, you want the dragon or the baron, because whichever one you choose, we're going to pick the other one, and we're going to get it 100%. They can effectively choose where they fight, how they fight, and that's not something you want to try to fight into.
The red inhibitor has respawned, but crucially, look at the timers. There's about a 2-minute window in between when the Baron is going to spawn, which is the next minute, and the Dragon, which is in the next 3. And so the Tango dance will start. And so the trading objectives does get harder if you're on the side of TSM, which is definitely a side release for Furious5.
Yeah, and honestly, I really think that for the side of Furious5, and this is kind of how Spare mentioned here, is that they have to play on the tempo that is being set by them by TSM. And the problem is even when right now it's up on TSM to make a mistake and for them to be able to capitalize on it. We haven't been able to see them be able to do that throughout this match.
And look at all that work. Okay, good. All that work that Jizune did in the bot lane. You see that inhibitor? It's back up. All that work was literally for naught because nothing actually solidified from that inhibitor take. He's got to do that all over again. And this time, he's either facing down 11-1 Wukong or a 6-1 Echo, neither of which is a really appealing proposition to try to split push into.
I mean, Echo's finished the Lich Bane. He's finished. He's got his Rocket Belt done. Like this Echo is ready to start falling into that one-shot territory.
Is he building a Nashor's Tooth? Is that what that is?
Yes. We don't talk about it.
But it looks so fun. It looks so fun. All right, well, we won't talk about it. The rest of it's pretty standard, but everything equal. It looks like no one's really deviating from the path. Despite Sivir's itemization being a little wonky in the beginning, it looks okay. It's there.
Itemization. I do want to touch on one thing. Wukong has now built the Death's Dance coming through from the Wukong. Not an item we see very often. Take you through the thought process here.
I don't mean to step on your parade, but he's had that for like 5 minutes.
I know, but we haven't had. There's so much accident. Everybody's been fighting, brawling over literally nothing, and so this is the first kind of pause is talk about these items coming through.
I mean, when you really look at the team damage that's coming out from the side of F5 right now, your Jace is doing your damage, your Silver's doing your damage, your Volibear's pretty much all physical damage. And when you look at Orianna, Tommy Walshy just now
Tommy Walshy.
Like,
Tommy Walshy gets absolutely caught here from the jungle support combo of TSM, and this is right before the dragon spawns.
All right, so about playing to someone else's tempo, you just don't get to play. That's literally what this comes down to. That's huge. And this is a series, and I think Tommy Walshy has to really reset his mental for game 2 because he's really not showing up this game. Everyone has a bad game, but this is kind of... Wait.
TSM is starting the Baron. Blue side has absolutely no vision on this. This would be so point for Blue side trying to go for the dragon. But Bard is just being an absolute annoyance. His Jace on the top side just kind of split pushing his hard to attempt, but this is the Baron gone. The dragon is being spawned. Bard can stall this with the Tempered Fate and the combination as Wuhan is now basing for the Jace. The dragon is being started on the side of, it's on 3, it's a 2.5k, it's a 2k, the Tempered Fate comes down, it's at 1.5k, to actually steal this, the combo comes through, the combo comes down, by the arcade, by the 2-shot barrage, the fight is now coming to the time to commence, the shot was already blown down the bar for brings the storm down, but won't have anything to back him up with, as Mocha is just facing the back line, Excel is jumping in with another headbutt, comes off the time to not be engaged, as they're just being chasing down, as the inhibitor does go down. If you're on the side of Jace, Mocha has now base giant stopped him after a double kill for Ringwood on the bot side of the map, and TSM has taken absolutely everything in this game. This Echo was absolutely running amok on Summoner's Rift, as Corona is now putting down the damage to kill the Sivir, and he will do so with a triple kill on the fight. It's a 5-for-1 on the play overall. But Jason is looking to end the game here. Takes down both Nexus towers as Mocha's trying to stall him out. And all of a sudden, this game is looking kind of over.
Yeah, I mean, it was just one big big team fight there. Hunters being able to pick up 2 dragons this game for the side of them. So, well, not 2 dragons now, but stealing one, stealing the Herald away, then picking up the final dragon to secure soul for the side of TSM is all going to steal the fate for Kazune. Trying to go for the backdoor, try to get down through those minions, but it wasn't enough, and it's going to look like TSM is going to pick up the first game against F5 of the season.
Wow, what a game. You thought it was on a knife's edge. Any team could win, but crucial, the clutch factor that every good sport